Hey everyone, it's been a long time since I've done one of these, but so much has changed in my life over the past however many months since I've last uploaded on here. I figured I would do a life update and possibly get back into doing this. So, biggest change. Um, I was let go from my very toxic job. August would have made 10 years that I had been there, but over the last 2 years, everything changed from the way management worked to them letting go tons of people, like tons of people, just downsizing dramatically. And then also major budget cuts. They cut out everything from rewards to lunch on Thursdays. It was every other Thursday. They cut that out. Just so many changes that the writing was on the wall. Not to mention, I had got a new manager, which was someone that used to be a supervisor with me. And they promoted him to manager. And when I tell you this man sucks as a manager, I am not putting it lightly. Like he does not belong in that position. He doesn't want to lift a finger. All he does is get on everyone for everything. And it's like, dude, I'm in meetings. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And he's like, well, get to it after that. And it's like, you can't do it. You can't lift a fucking finger right now, bro. So, I was let go at the end of March. I've actually been job searching since December because I knew I didn't want to be there anymore. I couldn't deal with the politics, the bullshit. Um, and I didn't want to work with these people anymore. They had changed. There was all you know, the way they managed, the way they cared about the team went out the window. Like they didn't give a shit about the team. Anytime someone like complained about something, it's like, oh, they're bitter. Oh, they're bitter. Oh, they're just complaining. It's like when multiple people are going to you saying the same thing about the same supervisor, shouldn't you listen? Shouldn't you pay attention to that? And excuse me, they just didn't. Was like and they're like so hungry to make more money. They made two other websites to sell different products on each instead of putting them on the main site because the main site was built like shit 16 years ago. So they can't easily add stuff to it. So it's just been a shit show. It was a complete shit show. I was so stressed, miserable. Like I hated logging on every day. It was like you could never do enough. You could do everything they asked and it still wouldn't be enough. And I couldn't do it anymore. So it was a blessing in disguise. I was on the chopping block. They let me go collecting unemployment. Obviously, it's nowhere near what I was making. But I just had a second interview this morning and it went amazing. It's for a doctor's office, lead position, basically supervisor. Um, and everything lines up perfectly. The hours, the pay is good. It's not what I was making, but it's kind of close. Um, I'd get to wear scrubs every day. I don't have to worry about dressing myself. The hours are amazing. The benefits, the PTO, everything is perfect, right? And you always have to, when everything lines up like that, you're like, okay, what's the catch? Well, The catch may be that everybody in that fucking place is miserable because I went yesterday for an in-office interview, and first of all, it's a very busy office. lot, lot of elderly people everywhere. So cute, but like that's all that was in there is like 70 up because the type of doctor's office it is. I won't say what it is, but it's elderly issues usually. Um, but from the people at the front desk to when I first got there and I talked to the girl, uh, I got there about 12, 13 minutes early. So I knew I was going to wait a little bit. My interview was for 10:30. I sat out there until like 10:50. The girl was running late. Um so I was like, okay, right off the bat, like super fucking late. That girl that ended up bringing me to do the interview, um I interviewed with her and she was lovely. She had only been there for 3 months though. This place is insanely short staffed. Like she could not stress that enough. So that's a red flag right there. When you're short staffed everywhere within the office, that's a concern to me. But I was like, whatever. She's like, there's a lot of changes happening. A lot of changes. Changes are coming. She kept saying that as well. And I was like, what does that mean? So she was lovely. So we talked. She had no clue how to interview. And I say that because I'm someone that interviews all the time. Well, I did at my other job. Um, she had no idea what to ask me. She kept saying, "Do you have questions?" And I'm like, "No, you're supposed to have questions. Like, what do you want to know?" Um, and she didn't really ask me a lot of stuff. What she did ask me, I tried to give like a lot of information because I know the things that she should want to know. So then she was like, let me show you around. I'll show you the call center. I was like, okay, cool. Go to the call center. It's a decent sized room with many desks and computers and phones and stuff. And then there's two girls sitting there and they're facing each other talking. So we go in and she's like, and these are two of our reps that we have. And I was like, hi. And one of them was like did like a nice little wave. And the other one, she went exactly like this. She was sipping her water. She goes, I was like, and I know the girl that I was with noticed it. Um, so did not get a good vibe from her. Everybody in there was so like frantic and rushed and like just not happy. Like everyone looked absolutely miserable. And when you're dealing with elderly patients too, and like the type of doctor's office that is, you got to have some empathy and stuff. And like I could overhear them talking to customers, and there was nothing. There was no like, "Oh, Joe, you're back." Like nothing, nothing. It was very, when do they want to see you again? Okay, what day works? What time work? Like, so I'm not expecting like unicorns and rainbows, but it was a very heavy vibe. Like it was very everyone's stress type of vibe. And I just came from shitness. Like, I don't want to put myself back in a situation where I'm working with people that are miserable every day because at the end of the day, nobody wants to fucking work, but we have to. So you might as well make the most of it. And like I said, everything else for this job lines up perfectly. Like I got the kids situated on buses for September, so I'll still be able to bring them in the morning. They'll take the bus to their dad's after school. They'll have keys to get in. Like it's all taken care of. but I'm not going to work with miserable people. I can't put myself in that situation. So I've still been looking for other jobs. Um, I'm like 99% sure they're going to offer me this position because the three people that I've talked to, I did the phone interview, phone screening with HR. She absolutely loved me. Met with the other girl yesterday in person. She loved me. Um, and then this lady that I interviewed with this morning over Teams, she was just like blown away by me. So I'm pretty certain, unless they have someone that has medical experience background interviewing for this, I'm pretty certain it's mine. So I go in Friday morning to shadow. Um, and so I'm going to see how that goes. And that will be my determining factor on whether or not I'm going to take it. So maybe yesterday was just a one off where, it was just like a busy day and, you know, shit was just going crazy because that happens. You know what I mean? Not every day is going to be perfect, but I don't know, man. Just got a really strong vibe that these people like not happy. So anyway, um, so besides that, other big news, my son broke up with his girlfriend after 2 years because she cheated on him for the third time. Yes, you heard that right. He forgave her the two other times. And this last time he was like, you know what? I'm done. Like, I think he's been thinking about it for a while because my son likes to go out and do stuff. And this girl did not match that. She always wanted to like take naps and like whatever. And he is the type of kid, he would be out every single day after school if he could. Like he's been hanging with his friend Ava, who's in like his auto class with him. They go to the beach, they drive around, like they go to all these different places together. They went to some um farmers market the other day and he bought jam. Like he likes being out. He likes doing stuff. You know what I mean? And she's just not like that. She's very lazy. She hasn't kept down a job. This is the longest she's been at somewhere. And it's because she befriended everyone. Now they're suddenly her best friends. And she cheated on him with one of them. So he was like, yeah, I'm done. She's not taking it well at all. Like, wow, surprise. There's consequences to your actions. I think she never thought he would break up with her. And that's what's kind of rocking her is she's like, wait, what? But she even said in the past to like this guy she was talking to that she didn't know how to break up with him. So, like, I don't know. So that was like a really big thing because we've all kind of been like, I don't hate the girl. I think she has mental issues that are undiagnosed and she cannot handle getting attention from anyone. She cheated with two guys and then this past one was a girl. So anyone that gives her attention, she like just leeches onto. Like after her first day, she was saying she had a best friend that she worked with. She just met the person. So I feel like she has a lot of growing up to do. She's very immature, but she also has some stuff going on like that needs to be addressed. Um, and so we're all very happy for my son that he finally, it was not a healthy relationship. He gave and gave and gave, and it just, it wasn't a good first relationship, too, because it was very unhealthy. So now he's been out every day with his friends, going all over the place. Um, and he's just happy to like be able to do what he wants. She kept such close tabs on him, like he had to ask if he could go hang with his friends. And she would say no, and he wouldn't go with his friends. And he is like the greatest kid in the world. Like he would never cheat on anyone. Like he is such a sweet soul that like it was so frustrating to watch like their relationship. But I tried to be supportive because their dad absolutely hated her and was very vocal about it. So I tried being supportive. Dude, can I just say, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's like five fucking houses being built around me right now. It's insane. Anyway, so he broke up with his girlfriend, which is really good. It's good for him. It's good for her. She needs to figure her shit out. She's also older than him. So he's gonna be 18 in December, and she's gonna be 20. Yeah, yeah, 20. She's going to college supposedly in August, so it's like that's a wrap. Um, and then he got his first job. He's going to be working at Burger King, and he is so stoked about it. And he already has his first two paychecks spent on fish stuff. He has two axolotls, and is just always adding more shit to it. So that's super exciting. So there's just been a lot of change going on. And normally I am not good with change, but this has been all good change. So I'm doing well. I'm still obviously on my cocktail meds. I've added supplements into my regime. Heart supplements, liver, just like anything that I could do to work on the inside, my metabolic issues. I've started walking. I have a walking pad, and I'm already feeling the results of it. Things are fitting more comfortably. Um, and I've cut down drastically on drinking, which has also helped with the weight thing. Um, and it's weird because like I don't really miss it. Like last year, for example, like we drank pretty much every day, like just like a beer and a few shots, nothing crazy. But if we didn't, I would be like kind of grumpy about it because it was like the only like excitement that I had. I don't go out, I don't shop, I don't do anything. So to me that was like the reward for getting through work. Um, but again, that plays into how unhealthy the work environment was. It was like I had to drink to be able to go to sleep, to shut my brain down because my brain just wouldn't stop. So once I realized like, okay, I need to get my health in order, I went in to talk about weight and my blood pressure was through the roof, like stroke level. They were freaking out. So I'm on medication for that. My psych meds give me metabolic issues. So that right there is already working against me. So I've made changes. I am a little more cautious of what I eat, trying to stay away from like red meat, which is hard because I love steak, but steak's expensive, so we haven't had that in forever. um and just making sure like when I'm snacking it's like celery or fruit or whatever, just being more aware of what I'm putting in my body. And I feel great. I feel really good. um I've been working out and I'm gonna start adding in like I don't even know what they're called. It's like the rope thing, the not a rope, the bands, the bands where like you lift like this and stuff like that. I'm going to start with those tomorrow. I found a couple of videos on those. So I'm doing what I can to get better because I've been unhealthy for a long time, and I feel like a lot of that plays into the everyday stress that I had and the nonstop walking on eggshells, not knowing like how I'm doing, what I'm doing. Like it was really bad. Um, so a lot of good change. And so as far as this job, Friday I go in shadow. And I'm going to see how that goes, and that will determine whether or not I end up taking this position because I cannot put my mental health and my physical health on the line again for a job. So I'm hoping it works out though, because everything is absolutely perfect with this opportunity. um, so yeah, so kids will be out of school next week. Um, Super excited. On the weekends, they usually with their dad, but I already talked to him and was like, look, like I'm gonna want to take them to like the lake and to the beach and to do stuff with them. And they have their little brother now who is just the sweetest, most cutest little boy in the world. I'm obsessed with him. Um, so we'll be able to like, his mom will come with us like to the lake and stuff to go swim and all that stuff. So it's going to be a good summer regardless of work. My son's going to be working too, so that's going to be interesting. And yeah, things are good right now. Things are like financially very, very fucked. Luckily, my husband, is taking care of us basically, because I barely make enough to pay my bills, my personal bills, and, Target runs, stuff for the house, that type of stuff. Which just reminded me, I have to put in a Target order. So he has been just really being there and doing everything he can and so supportive. So supportive. Like I don't think I would have been able to get through all this without him, because he has just been so supportive. Like while everything was going on at work and like they were treating me like shit, and he was just, because like I'm bipolar and I have borderline personality. So sometimes on meds I'm so much better, but I still sometimes question like my feelings and whether they're rational or not. And so he just like backed what I was feeling. He was like, "No, like this isn't right. Like everything about this isn't right." So it was like, "Okay, like I'm not being reactive, without cause. It like this is legit, like, fucked up. It's fucked up what they did to me." Um, all right, cool. So that's kind of the gist of where things are right now. Um, I haven't really gone out and done much. My husband got us tickets to go see Dermot Kennedy again. That's twice in 1 year because he got me tickets for Christmas. We went in March and now we're going in October, and it's going to be this in this theater, super intimate, like, and we have amazing seats. I'm like so stoked. And then in July, I'm going to see Brand New with my kid's stepmother. So super excited about that. That's like a bucket list that I never thought I'd get to see because they got canceled because the Me Too thing. Um, so yeah, pretty like good mentally. I'm feeling really good mentally, and it's been a long time since I've been able to say that and truly mean it. Like I truly feel good. Meds are on point. Um, and yeah, that's just kind of where things are right now. I don't know why I'm making this video. I just felt like talking and maybe starting up the YouTube thing again. I really want to do ASMR. Um, it's just hard. Um, to find time when like everyone's home. You can't really do it during that. And then once I start working, it's not something I would be able to keep up with. So it's like, do I even bother? Um, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll go hide in a closet or something. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well. If you got this far in the video, thanks so much for watching. Um, One thing I have decided I'm going to do is I'm going to start actual like podcast again through the the app on my phone. I have an iPhone and it distributes it to like Amazon and like all these different places. So more to come with that. I'll probably do an update video once I get that all situated. So if you're in the podcast, you can jump over and I'm gonna stop holding back on the things I talk about. I'm gonna talk about my real thoughts. Um, and sometimes those are wacky and sometimes a little controversial. Um, but is what it is, right? We're all allowed to think and feel what we want. That's the greatness of where we live, um, or where I live. Um, so yeah. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. If you made it this far, truly appreciate you. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks. Bye.